Hello and welcome to the show. An absolute swelter of a show today. It's unbelievably hot in Britain today. A lot of the papers, we're going to be covering this during our newspaper review, but absolutely baking here today. We hope it's lovely where you are, of course. Here in Essex, it's literally, the makeup is just peeling off of me. It's a hair back day. You really don't want to wear no clothes, and actually a lot of television presenters today have admitted that they're wearing no knickers on live television, which is fantastic to know. Of course, not naming no names who said that on national television, but oh well. As you can see, a little change around to the set. We've got some more pictures, we've got some lovely flowers now. The show hasn't been on for 2 weeks now because I've been doing plenty of other things. I've been doing modelling for ITV's this morning, an eyebrow demo that was on the show. You may have seen me on there last Wednesday, and just plenty of other photo shoots really. It's been a fantastic couple of weeks. Had so much. I've been filming with London Zoo, and I'm going to be actually on Friday's show. It's going to be actually from London Zoo. Yes, absolutely fantastic there. I actually had this lovely picture taken there from when I was on This Morning last week. Fantastic time, and just general different things around the set really. Now let's take a look at some of the pictures that I had taken. Now, with the news over the weekend from Google that their mail service will now introduce a button that you can unsend an email within 30 seconds of sending the email, we'll be asking, have you ever, you or anyone you know that is, ever sent an email that you wish that you had one of these buttons to completely unsend the email, so it's like nothing's been sent, and it's fantastic. So we'll be asking you that and reading your comments out later on in the show. We have plenty more coming up, including today's headlines, that about the Google Mail. So let's start the show. Here's today's lineup. Time to look through today's headlines now, and on the front page of the Metro, it's the news. The heat is on. Temperatures to hit 36 degrees. Stay inside from 11 till 3, and rail firms warn of delays. That's obviously with hot weather. And at the top here, it's Arnie's back. Schwarzenegger talks about robotic reboot. And here it says Richard hearing all night tube will be full of crazy scenes. And on the front page of the Daily Express, it has the story, how dare they, migrants camp at our 7/7 memorial. And of course, carrying on the heat theme, I tell you, it is absolutely baking in here. You can probably see the sweat dripping off of me. It's killer heat, blast Britain, 100 Fahrenheit, be safe, make sure you stay cool. And also on the news here, it's about the Blue Peter presenter, the former Blue Peter presenter, John Noakes, found after a 9-hour search because he went missing a few days ago. On the front page of the Daily Mail, it says, my advice to yummy mummies whose husband cheat with a call girl. That's Sarah Vine. And of course here it says, havoc on hottest day for a decade, temperatures to hit 95 Fahrenheit, health warnings to pregnant women, OAPs and trains acts as rails buckle. And it says Kim keeps cool as Murray sizzles. That's obviously talking about Andy Murray's girlfriend Kim, who went to see him perform at Wimbledon. On the front page of the Times, all the papers about the heat today, it's Britain buckles in heat on a day of chaos, and it's got a picture of people at Wimbledon talking about the heat there. And it says here, killer was trained by Libyan before beach attack. That's the story about the terrorist attack on the beach. On the front page of the Daily Mirror, it says that Britain is currently hotter than the Sahara. It says health warnings to UK to set sizzle in 36 degrees to heat wave today. Travellers urged to carry extra water as the trains cancelled due to the heat. And down here it says massacre gunman who pulled full of drugs. who's pumped full of drugs. On the front page of the Sun, it says Maori sizzles on centre core as Britain bakes. I have to say, it's more than baking. We've got more bake here than the Bake Off. And it says here, monsters stir fries at the Sunbeds. And here it talks about the exciting news that Nicole Scherzinger could be taking over from Rita Ora on The Voice. On the front page of the Daily Star, it's the headline here is Ashley Cole beaten up by Playboy Bunny. Ace punches in the face 3 times. Here it says a beach victim's omen. And here it says wrong sort of heat. And of course it wouldn't be the Daily Star without a sex story. Up the top here it says sizzling summer sex guide. They're giving you a guide, sorry, put my teeth in, to how to have sex in the summer. To be honest, we say don't have it at all. It's too hot. That's it from the headlines. There'll be more from this show after the break. Welcome back. Now, last week Google launched a feature on its mail service Gmail that gives users 30 seconds to unsend an email. This feature has been a lifesaver for many people who have sent off an inappropriate email to the wrong person. Not that I have done that. But what messages have you sent that you wish you could unsend with one of these buttons? Maybe you sent a text to the wrong person or emailed your boss about pulling a sickie when it was meant to be sent to a friend. Maybe you got a message to you that was not meant to be sent to you. We want to know your funny and unusual things that have happened to you, and the best ones will be read out at the end of today's show. Here's how to get in touch. Get in touch and get involved. You can contact us on our social media platforms, hitting us up on Facebook, following us on Twitter, sending your pics to us on Instagram, and emailing us. I'll look forward to hearing from you. Now I think it's a little bit of time for some soap news. Now the nominations has been announced for the TV Choice Awards, and we have to say massive congratulations to EastEnders, Hollyoaks, Emmerdale and Coronation Street, who have made the short list. Now the list of actors who are up for awards are Danny Dyer, Adam Woodyack, Simon Gregson and Aaron Lacey. Now the best female actor up for this award are Kelly Bright, Natalie Anderson, Alison King and Nikki Sanderson. Now it's all going on, if I could just get my cards correct, right, they're all in the wrong order. It's all going on in Coronation Street. Now Steve and Michelle are going to be back from their honeymoon, but they walk in to find Liz sitting up the table with a new fella. Yes, of course. And so that's what's coming up in that scenes of Coronation Street. Now, Dan, who's Liz's new fellow, sitting at the breakfast table when they come back from honeymoon, of course, is completely wrong for her. He's had a horrible past, but there's someone on the street that actually knew him before Liz did, as on Monday's night we saw him play his nasty side come out when he was playing a poker tournament, because Liz has such a rubbish taste in men. She really does. She and Charlie ended. Tony, who tried to rip her off, so basically she needs a new taste in men, really. Also, it's going to turn out that Leanne, who was the former prostitute, was one of her clients, and he was very violent to her, so she obviously knows him. So when she sees him with Liz, all of that violence comes back and she remembers it all. But will she warn Liz that he's a nasty piece of work? We'll have to wait and see. And also Dan is going to be violent to Leanne again, sadly. That's exciting scenes coming up there. She really does pick the wrong taste in men. In other Corrie news, Julie is actually going to be leaving. She's going to be waving goodbye to Weatherfield for good. later this week, but we really want her to come back, and we want her to come back with Brian. Them two were like Torvill and Dean, even though Torvill and Dean are not together. Who else can we think? Philip and Holly, Sharon and Ozzy, all just like that really. Now, moving on to Emmerdale. Now, Jay is another wrong 'un, just like Dan in Coronation Street. It seems like there's all loads of wrong 'uns in soaps at the minute. He is going to be caught out when he confesses in front of a hidden object that's got a camera, and he's going to confess that he's been having an affair, and there's going to be a teddy bear that has a little red camera in its eye filming everything. Maybe you should think about saying things in front of teddy bears. And it's not going to be very good when Rachel gets her hand on the footage, let's say to that, and there's going to be a twist and she's going to use it to her advantage, so that's one to look out for. Now, in EastEnders, massive scenes coming up in EastEnders. Shabnab dropped a bombshell on Monday night that she's carrying Kush, its baby, and she's 5 months pregnant, and of course he found out that she's already got a child with someone else. And over the course of this week, he's just going to try and find out. He's just going to try and take it all on board, really. He's had a horrible week, and it's just, is it going to get any better for Kush? We'll have to wait and see. And also, now on Saturday, it's 30 years since the lovely Dot Cotton started working at EastEnders. She's been on our screens for 30 years. She really is a soap legend. And we have to say a massive congratulations to her. Absolutely fantastic. She needs a Lifetime Achievement Award. We're sure that that may be in the pipeline. Now, another story in the soap it's a massive story. It's going to help a lot of people, and that is Lee Carter's depression storyline. Now, at the moment, the depression line is going through the soap, and it's just really coming out. And EastEnders have worked very closely with the charity Mind, and they're going to go through the scripts and make sure EastEnders are doing the correct thing and answering all the correct things. And also, just generally Lee's behaviour isn't the same as someone with depression, if you sort of know what I mean. And also, more news that Dean Gaffney is going to be returning to the soap for Carol's exit. Of course, we're talking about Carol. She's going to be leaving the soap. Now, going back to Coronation Street, we've got more news from Coronation Street, as scenes with Ken Barlow are going to air next week. It's been in the papers over last weekend, that's just gone. There's going to be Deirdre's birthday, and that's when they're going to find out that Deirdre has sadly passed away. So 2 weeks from now, it's going to be Deirdre's funeral, and the cast have said it about how hard it was to actually lose her, try to get over her death, film the death scenes, and then film the funeral, and then have to go back and watch it all on the telly. So at the moment for the cast are in turmoil as it is, and it's just not good for them at the time. There's going to be lots and lots of hard scenes coming up for that. Now, there was a sad interview over the weekend with Beverly Callard, who plays Liz, who works in the Rovers in Coronation Street, that she did with the Mirror, and she said that the tears when they filmed the funeral scenes and just scenes like that really were actually real tears. They didn't do nothing to make her cry, because obviously they were best friends in real life as well. She said it was so hard dragging it all up again, filming it all again, but at the end of the day, we've got such fond memories of Deirdre Barlow, of course, and Kurt Bride. She was such an incredible actress, unbelievable. And there's going to be a lock-in at the Rovers for poor Deirdre, which will be good to see, such a celebration for her. But carrying on from the Coronation Street theme, there's going to be more happy news, as Sally and Tim are going to get married. Yes, it's good that there's some good news from the soap world at the moment. That's it from Soap News. After the break, that's your comments on sending the wrong email to the wrong person. And I've been looking at them during the breaks, and we have to say, you're in for a treat. Stay tuned after this. Get in touch and get involved. You can contact us on our social media platforms, hitting us up on Facebook, following us on Twitter, sending your pics to us on Instagram, and emailing us. I'll look forward to hearing from you. Welcome back. Now, last week Google launched a new feature on its mail service Gmail that gives users 30 seconds to unsend an email. This feature has been a lifesaver for many people who have sent off inappropriate and wrong emails to the wrong person. At the start of the show, we asked for you to send in your funny stories to our social media platforms, and you haven't disappointed. I've been looking through them. They are absolutely funny. So these are all the comments that have gone to the wrong person that you have said. Now, starting off, Angelina Louise Watkins has said, I supposed to send my mum moaning about my ex-mother-in-law. Unfortunately, it went to the ex-mother-in-law. Instead of a reply, I got wrong number, ? Oops. Now, Hannah Mount has said, lesson I learnt, don't date anyone with the same name as a member of your family. Oh, God. We don't even want to go into that, to be honest, Hannah. And Natalie Broad has said, I had been dating a guy, and it was going pretty serious when all of a sudden he stopped texting me for over a week and didn't reply to my messages. So I assumed that he didn't want to see me anymore and was taking the coward way out. I arranged a date with another fella who had asked me out 15 minutes before the second fella was due to pick me up with the first guy, and texted explained that he had broke his phone and there was no other way of contacting him. He was sorry he'd only got a new phone sorted. I panicked and went through my text my friend, frankly, what should I do? Cancel this date with the new fella or just go with him and see what happens? And like an idiot, I sent it to the first fella. He replied, go on your date and have a nice life. Oops indeed. Now, another one, Deborah Johnson has said, was texting a friend years ago about an ex-boyfriend who had just walked in the pub. I sent it to him instead. Oops, of course they're in the same environment, they're going to see each other. Not good there. It's time for some more. Where are we? Alana Turner has said, my dad received an email from a friend that contained a dirty joke. Instead of forwarding the message to his friends only, he selected for it to be forwarded to all his addresses and sent it to my teacher, who happened to be one of the strictest teachers in the school. I was so embarrassed. I sent him an email to explain what had happened. I didn't hear nothing back, and in my next lesson with him, he told me that he found it quite funny and laughed out loud. Very funny there, Alana. Hen Harlow has said, when I found out that I was pregnant, my mum agreed, will tell my family's dad. Unfortunately, I sent him a text meant for her. The cat was out of the bag. It sure was there, Hannah. Ellie Dunstan has said, while I was talking to my mate about someone, and instead of texting to my mate, I sent it to the person I was talking about the text. Luckily, there was nothing bad said about the person that received the text message. Zoe Marchand has said, I haven't, but once I sent a very saucy text to me, only... What? Sorry, I haven't, but my one... I'm not even going to bother reading that because I can't read it. What's your name? Zoe. You need to explain a bit better, my love. Faye Coslow has said, I sent a message to a customer which was meant for my boyfriend along the lines of, I love you, babe. Luckily for me, it made her day. Fantastic. Lovely comments there, some very funny, and clearly some of you have had embarrassing experiences. No shock there. That's it for today's show. It's on tomorrow's show with the heatwave looking like it's set for the rest of the week. I'll be giving you the TV Presenter's Guide. Yes, the TV Presenter's Guide to staying cool, just like Amanda Holden, Mylene Class and Susanna Reid, and plenty more. Make sure you enjoy the hot weather safely, of course, very safe, sun protection and all that rubbish. But have a lovely time, whatever you are doing. Remember to let us know via our social media platforms on what you've been up to in this hot weather. That's it for now. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Get in touch and get involved. You can contact us on our social media platforms, hitting us up on Facebook, following us on Twitter, sending your pics to us on Instagram, and emailing us. I'll look forward to hearing from you.